My favorite part of the show. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't wait to see the cat.
Test the audio. It's never that far away.
Who spelled testes right, though? That's the question. I see a I-E-S and then just an E-S.
What's that?
Testes. It's like the posh version of it.
It's French.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems to be.
I was going to say Palestinian, but that's going too far.
You stupid bunch of people over there, really.
I tell you.
Anyway, I feel sorry for the
college students. Just drive me crazy.
I feel
just saying.
I do feel sorry for the decent people that are caught up in that, but
yeah,
I don't feel sorry that it's happening at the same time. Sorry that there's war, but what the fuck did you expect?
Well, yeah.
And
I mean, like I said,
Sorry,
I said this on
live.
Twitch. I mean, if you are Hamas or you support Hamas, you can die a miserable death. I don't care. I literally don't care about you at this stage.
Every day.
Every day is a new day. I'm going to kill the cat. Cat.
Don't listen.
Cat cam is gone, and we are going to do this.
Kitty.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kind?
I think we're just getting started.
Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 756 of the Overseas Connection podcast. Today is October 22nd, 2023. And I'm one of your hosts, Greg DeLacy, Gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_ on Twitter. No, I'm not calling it X. It's Twitter.
Yep.
Also on the podcast today, redeeming himself, surviving the Nuremberg trials, Robin Tate.
Hey!
Back with us, a free man.
Guten Tagen. Hi. Ja. Hello. Yes, Harry
Haven't
Armpits.
changed at all. Yeah. Now we'll get into your time in Germany. Also on the show today, Miss Kim Woods.
Howdy, howdy. That's me. And Panda here shortly, but he's gone now. So anyway.
Fair enough. Kim, I still have a limp problem.
You
I'm so sorry for you.
Limp boy.
We can talk about that later too.
Do I need to send you some duct tape or something to fix that? Some zip ties?
No, I'm avoiding the duct tape. I've got a plan.
Viagra.
Okay.
That was not originally part of my story time, but it's going to be part of my story time.
Gotcha.
But before we get into that, hey, if you are new to the podcast, we are a video game podcast. We talk about video games, but we also talk a lot about life. It's just what it is. So strap in. We're going to be an hour-ish today, I think. It's a fairly light week of news. So we'll just be talking stuff. And yeah, come back, like, subscribe, do all that stuff that what the kids do on the YouTubes and the Twitches. Did you love that? The Twitches?
The Twitches?
We do
Gonna make
all the
myself sound
internets.
insanely old.
We do all the internets.
Hey, we are on YouTube. We are on Twitch every Sunday, 9 p.m. in the UK.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe at the
Something like
moment
that.
it changes
4 p.m.
soon.
on the East Coast.
Changes soon.
It does change.
It
soon.
does.
But we're not going to
Fall
recognize that.
Back.
Yeah.
Right.
Americanisms.
3 p.m. the Central Time Zone.
Woo! We
sucks.
love Central.
And most importantly, 1 p.m. out on the West Coast, because the West Coast is the best coast after all.
Uh-huh.
All right. We do have a couple birthdays to talk about. Belated birthday wishes out. Well, this is really belated because we gave him birthday wishes last week, but
We
we're
did.
blaming Robin for this. Luis Ramundo, you're getting another birthday wish because, Robin slacked.
I wasn't
you
here. And so it's just completely reliant on me. The people get
It
birthday
is
wishes.
totally.
All right.
Birthdays
Pretty
are
much, yes.
completely on you.
Okay. If you're not a Facebook friend, if you're a Facebook friend and I'm on, your birthday will appear.
There you go. No wonder my birthday never shows up on the show. You
Right?
blocked me on Facebook.
Yep.
David Naylor also celebrating a birthday on the 28th
Yeah.
coming up.
42.
I read that as 82. I don't know why, but okay.
Your math
Sure,
is crap.
42. That's fair. Anyway, Robin, do we have a birthday song for these fine, upstanding people?
Happy birthday to you.
Okay, that's it. There you go. Happy birthday.
That's all you're gonna get.
Hooray, story time.
Moving right
Hooray,
along.
Story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
So, Greg, what about those Chargers then, huh?
Fuck off, Robin. I want to really talk real fast. Robin has an agenda right now. I think Robin is speeding the show through.
No, I don't. No,
I
no,
hate you,
don't,
Robin.
don't.
I hate you right now for mentioning the Cowboys loss. That sucked. It was brutal. But it is what it is.
Oh,
We could be the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's talk some story time. There's lots to talk about. We're going to start first with Kim.
Hmm,
Kim,
yes.
one, you posted a picture on the Twitter sphere that honestly it looked like hangover picture.
It wasn't.
I'm now thinking maybe it's slightly feeling ill picture.
A little bit. Last weekend I had a migraine, and it was all right. And then Monday I had Anthony, and we were doing fine. We played the Modern Warfare beta pretty much all morning, and then that afternoon I got a little stomach sick. It was bad, and I don't know why. Come out of nowhere. Must have been a bug or something going around. And then, so I went on because even Anthony was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Well, I don't think I'm gonna die, but just in case, just know you inherit everything that I have." But anyway, I got sick, and then that night I really got sick. And I know what dry heaves are, and they are terrible. I don't wish them upon anyone. Just so you know. And then Tuesday I was a little rough because, of course, I got rid of everything that I had inside of me, so I was dehydrated and had a headache. And I've been kind of weird all week, but I'm not doing too bad today. Today's good. So since this morning in that Twitter picture, I was just tired. That is
Okay.
me in the morning. Who wouldn't want to wake up to that? But anyway, so
It's
yeah.
quite the picture. I'm just saying. I was like, whoa, someone's feeling rough today.
No, I was tired. It was weird too because I slept more last night than the night before, but I was exhausted this morning and I don't know why. But yeah, I was sick and I don't recommend it. So like I said, dry heaves. No, thank you. So
Well, maybe next time you should actually cook your meat thoroughly.
maybe
Just
I something, but it
You
was
think,
bad.
so do you think food poisoning or do you think this was like an actual illness?
I
What's
think I
Dr.
don't think
Kim
it was.
tell us?
I don't think it was food poisoning because really the only thing I'd ate before then was a sandwich and you didn't have to cook it. It wasn't bad or anything. I think it was just one of them things. And it may even have been tied into the migraine that I had because I've had migraines where they've been so bad that they've made me sick to my stomach. So it could have been, related to that. Who knows? But thank God I feel better because I'm telling you, I hate being like sick and I hate being stomach sick worse than anything.
Please, real fast. Raise your hand if you like being sick. Anybody?
There are probably people out there that do. There's some weird people out there.
Got some good
But,
time with COVID.
Right. COVID. Ugh. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I was sick, but I feel better now. So hopefully that was like a one-time thing for a while. I don't get it again and yada yada. So
All right. Okay.
anyway.
Yeah, so
Um,
I'm on medication today, Kim.
Very good.
Because
Liquid medication is
I
important.
felt like absolute dung yesterday. Jasmine vomited all over her bed.
Oh, no.
As well. So these
It's
kids,
catching.
they're like a petri dish straight out of China. They really are.
Right.
At this time of year, and I just felt miserable, and I was grumpy. And Judith was going, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I just don't want to talk to anybody. Just leave me alone. Have I done something? Are you angry with me? No, I just don't want to talk. I'm all right. I've got the cold. Just leave me alone." So yeah.
Related, when I came back from my Vegas trip for work, I had gone into it feeling a little ill,
Mhm.
and I kind of like I just powered through a small cold. Should I feel bad that upon returning, my coworker said she started feeling sick?
No.
Whoops.
Tough titty.
It
It's
happens.
shit happens. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm feeling better today. I do have a sore throat, but I do feel up to having a glass of bamboo this evening, and it will,
Yeah.
As you
that's
should.
it'll help me.
medication for the
Indeed.
throat. There you go.
There you go.
Kim, what's going on with the cat houses? Have the raccoons moved in yet?
Not yet. Well, no, because I haven't got them yet. So they'll be here
Okay.
tomorrow, I think. No. I bought some cat houses. Backstory here a little bit. If you don't know, I have a horde of cats. It didn't wasn't planned.
You
It's
are
just
the
kind
cat
of what
lady.
happened. You know, yeah, right.
You are slowly becoming the cat lady. Seriously.
I don't think becoming is even the word anymore. I think I'm it. And you know, whatever. Fuck it. I'll wear it with pride. I don't
Okay.
care.
All right.
So anyway, my dad, when we built our front step, he hollowed it out or made it like a box so they could get underneath it and they could sleep there. We put straw underneath there every winter and stuff like that. So like I said, we have a horde now. So that little spot's not going to work. So I bought some insulated cat dwellings, houses, whatever you're going to call them, off of
Right.
Amazon here a while back. I got 2 of them.
Condos.
Hopefully that'll
cat
be enough.
condos.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
cat
just gonna say.
condos.
You're
Yes.
just going to expand these. You're going to have them side by side, and suddenly you're going to have a cat community.
Well, I already have that. Right now, they're just kind of sleeping in piles on top of each other. So I thought I'd better get them some form of shelter. And Dad's like, "Well, we built that under the step." I'm like, "Dad, we have, how many cats now? They're not all gonna, be underneath there. It's not gonna happen." So anyway, I bought 2 new cat houses. They'll be here tomorrow. I'm gonna get Anthony to help me put them together, and I will post a picture on Twitter once they're done. And as Tank Top pointed out, there'll probably be a raccoon or 2 around there, I'm sure.
I would
But-
like the picture of the raccoon in the house. That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay, well, I don't know if I'll get it in the house, but I'm sure I'll have some pictures of it being around it because I've got a security camera out there pointed down on my porch. So
I'm
I'm
going to have a
sure.
word with a producer friend of mine, because you are a television documentary life story, Little House on the Prairie rerun all over again.
Not
Seriously, that we awesome. I mean, there was so many stories from the horses, the horse that had, you had to pay rent
Right.
or whatever it was for the horse, or
Right.
and the horse
Salzburg,
damage, and then
yeah.
they got the cats, and then there he is, and
Raccoon murderer.
there he is, the raccoon. We've got Pop on his new tractor, constantly mowing. There he goes mowing the lawn again. There's episodes in all of this stuff. Honestly, it'd be
Right.
freaking awesome. You got
they
Boomer.
think we
Should
were,
he come up? Should he not come up? Should he get on the Greyhound bus? Should he not? There's just so many things. There's love interest. There's so many things here. Seriously, it writes itself.
Sure. Oh, so. Oh dear. So yeah, that'll be next. Coming to TLC or Discovery Channel. Just,
There you go.
station near you. It'll be me now. And another cat news, and I'm sure you saw this on Twitter as well. My dad brought home 3 kittens from
I've
work.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have now Mario, Luigi, and Zelda. So
The video game episode.
video game kittens.
Yeah.
So yeah, he brought them home because I guess they either come in on a wood chip truck or they were born in this wood chip pile at work. I don't know which. So
I think your dad goes around stealing cats. That's
I wouldn't doubt
actually
it. That's probably how I got
reality.
started.
He's
But,
getting confused about his
he-
pussy.
He
getting
called me
older.
up and he says, I know you're probably not going to hear this, but he says, I've got 3 kittens here. And I'm like, oh God, here we go again. I said, yeah. And he says, but the place where he works, one dog doesn't like cats. So, I mean, it's immediate death sentence because, kittens, they're not smart enough to figure out stay away from the dog because he doesn't like us. So, of course. So he gives me the whole long, sad story. And I'm like, all right. Meanwhile, I've still got this mystery thing picking off my kittens. Although the last couple of weeks, knock on wood, it has stopped. So I think it's something that moves around and eventually makes its way back to my house to see if I've got any new, food for it, I guess.
It will really
It'll come-
enjoy the new houses.
Right.
It's
So,
all the cats in one place. What could go
right.
wrong?
Well, it doesn't pick on the bigger ones, just the kittens. So that's why the video game kittens are in my mudroom at the moment in a yurt. Well, and you'll recognize the yurt from the last litter of kittens I had. Until they get a little bit bigger, because I don't want them to be, whatever is picking them off. I don't want them to be their food. So they're out there now. So who knows? Give them 2 or 3 weeks, and maybe they'll be big enough I can release them with the rest of the herd. So,
Oh, we need to cut a trailer for this, don't we? We really
I
do.
think we do. Yeah.
right.
This week on Little
This week.
House on the Kimmy.
Right.
As the
Oh,
cat
dear.
turns.
The cat turns. And in non-cat related news, my brother, well, his nickname is Tough, but his real name is Jim or James. His birthday was yesterday, so he's 44 years old. So happy birthday,
Oh.
Tough, even though you'll never hear this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy
So
birthday.
that's it for me. Cats and brothers and whatever else. Flu.
How do you spell flaccid?
Better
Better word than floppy.
Placid.
Yeah.
And FLACCID.
Sure.
F L
We'll go with yes.
A C
No,
C I D.
no. That
Lake
placid.
Lake Placid.
Yeah, placid. Okay.
H.
Robin, as you're correcting my
Okay.
little story,
Yeah.
let's talk about Germany. What happened?
Oh,
What's
okay.
going on?
Oh, goodness me. So much has happened in the last couple of weeks. It's been amazing. Can I get the cats off the screen if you don't mind? Because
I would love that.
Yeah,
to
go
happen.
for it.
Yes.
because I'm getting itchy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been away. So Thursday week ago, myself and Joshua and Charlie headed off to Germany once again, and we were going to ADAC Sim Racing Expo. All the latest in sim racing gear, and pretty much anybody who is anybody in the sim racing scene on YouTube or Twitch is there. There's some big championships, all of this hardware, all just fun. It was really good. It was like EGX, but just one big hall,
Just racing.
just for racing stuff. So there was real cars, real drivers, and the whole reality from real life to sim. The crossover is happening. There was companies there like Asher who are making real wheels for real racing cars, which you can use on your sim, and you can interchange them. So yeah, so I mean that that was absolutely brilliant. I got to meet, they got to meet me. A lot of my heroes, people that you guys probably won't know. Jardier, one of the biggest YouTube streamers, guys from Czech Republic. Dave Cam and his wife, who we'll talk about in a second, who are about my age, husband and wife. They both race. He drove over from England all the way to Dortmund in Germany in his Ford GT.
Wow.
A Mustang, not a Ford GT. Ford Mustang, big enough anyway. And
The new Mustang GT or the actual Mustang GT?
Mustang GT. Strange to have one in the UK. There's not loads of them. Again, Gamer Muscle James. Funny story about him. He's a very big streamer, probably 1 million followers. So I'm there, and that EGX thing started to happen with this. So I'm standing chatting to this guy James, and we're chatting for about 10 minutes, and this guy comes up and goes, "Oh, hi, how you doing? How are you? Can I get my photograph taken?" And James goes, "Yeah, certainly, no problem." And Tom hands the camera to him to get a photograph taken with me, which was lovely. So I mean, again, it was a funny, surreal thing. The look on his face was classic. And then a guy from Ireland called Lawrence D'Souza, a really lovely guy. So the community is a lovely, lovely community. We had a fabulous time. It was really good. We brought the boys out for some meals, and we had some good food out at night time. I made some really, really good contacts at the show. One of the reasons I was over there was to further my affiliations with some companies, and there was some that I had my eye on, and some very good chats over the next month or two that'll go. and just perchance on the second day in the car park where we parked right beside us with this lovely big Aston Martin, as parked right beside us, as we got out, this guy got out, and I recognized them as the head of a company called Fanatec. They're they're probably the market leader for wheels and all of that stuff, really expensive stuff. And I recognized him. I went, "Oh, Thomas, Robin, how you doing?" "Oh, yeah." And it was about a 5-minute walk from the car park down into the exhibition hall, and we headed off really, really well. And it's just like, here, have we not sent you? Do you not have any stuff from us? Do you not? Have we not sent you some stuff?
Wow.
He says, well, no, but that'd be lovely, great. That's not why I'm talking to you, but lovely, and it'd be nice. The community of these guys that are 40 years plus. My demographic is 40 to 55. Those are the guys with money in their pockets, and if you can get them a discount of stuff. He said, no, come back to the stand. Come on to the stand. Come and see me later on today, and we'll get you sorted out. Yeah. So I played a cool, and I went to the stand later on in the afternoon. And this guy Luke is there, who is the MC for the live races that were on the final of a big championship. Who also happens to run Max Verstappen, the world champion Formula One guy. He runs his online racing team, which he's really big about. So I'm standing chatting to him and some of these really famous YouTuber guys, all chatting away and chatting with this other fella. And he pulls me to the side, and if he's good to his word, I have a little partnership coming there, and then invited myself and Joshua and Charlie to the after party on their stand, beers and everything after the show had closed. So Zang, very successful with that sort of stuff.
Cool.
One of the funny things that I did as a Robin sort of thing, there was only one big toilet, for the whole exhibition, for the one gents toilet. Now there was 50 urinals in it and 20 things, but there was only one big toilet. So I took a Bongo Racing sticker, and I if I can put this on the camera here, I put it on
the toilet.
I put it on the door handle. So there's and you had to open that door every time.
Right.
So we're sitting in the auditorium with a big screen, and the final of this big ACC race is going on, this pro championship, and we're in the second row, and there's these guys, 4 or 5 German guys in front, and I see this guy on his phone going, look this here, and I put out a business card and set it on his lap, and he turned and he says, "Oh, Jesus." Says, "I'm just laughing at this. It's the first I've done this." And so, new subscribers. So, that was cool. So, it was a very, very good trip. And thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, I am going to bring up some video here because a thing happened. As you remember, on our last Germany trip, we arrived, the place was closed, and it was all palaver. So I'm going to bring...
It was a challenging trip, to say the least.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition this. Sorry for people... Oh, there's cats on. I don't want cats.
No, don't bring the cats back.
No cats. So I'm going to bring this up. So when you can see the video on the screen, let me know. Big hall or hole. Sorry, the voice is going. So can you see the screen with sort of cars and trees?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So to give you some background to this. This is Dave Cam. This is the guy, Dave and his wife. They drove over from England, and he made a video of the full trip, like dash cam photograph, speeded up this whole trip from England. Big long, only had 700 miles or whatever it was. Right. So I was watching it, and it was quite, just learn. I went, oh, right, okay. And then this is where my car was parked, just around the corner here. And I wonder if I can see my car. So that was we flew over Thursday night, got the car, got to our lovely little apartment, and the next morning we drove to the exhibition hall about 8:30 in the morning, parked the car along a row with loads of other cars. So let's tell me if you tell me when the video is moving for you.
Okay, the setup is killing me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on pins and needles right now.
Okay,
right? It's starting.
Okay, so keep an eye out for the big building on the right hand side.
I see.
Okay.
Big building.
Okay.
There's Robin.
All right.
And then just pass Robin.
And then let me know when the video stops.
This is awesome audio. For
Yes,
the
it
record.
is fantastic. So my car was driving along. Okay,
Okay,
so
the video has stopped.
So the little white car, this little white car is a Ford Puma. Okay, nice little
Ford
car.
Puma.
A Ford Puma. Nice little car. Very nice. Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, okay. Sporty little thing. Almost like a Jeepy thing, but not quite a car, not quite a Jeep. But anyway, so this is where we parked. Everybody was parking along here that morning. Okay? So, half 8 in the morning, we had parked. Dave Cam, he must arrive just slightly after me. We were in the exhibition hall having a fantastic time, sucking it up and driving everything and having fun. And we came out of the exhibition hall about 6:30 on that night. And my Ford Puma wasn't there. And this car, and this car, and this car, none of these cars were there. But in the whole area under the trees, there were 15 to 20,000 red shirts. So the big building on the right is Dortmund Football Stadium. And that night was a massive soccer match on. I wasn't to know. I had no idea, no clue. And I'm going, where is my Ford Puma? What do I do now? So I'm looking around and Charlie's going, oh, there's a security guy over there. Go and speak to him. I says, look, he's here for one night. If he speaks any English whatsoever, he is going to have no idea. He's getting paid to stand there in a yellow jacket. I need a policeman. No policeman to be found. Eventually, a van pulls up with one policeman who has that much tiny inch of English, just next to none. And I'm trying to go on, my car is gone. Do you know, has it been stolen?
¿Dónde está el coche, por favor?
It's Germany, Greg.
Totally helpful.
No, but you're speaking your native language, bro.
Oh, okay, thank you. So eventually, as he says, what's the registration plate? Thank God I still had the key in my pocket, and there we go. There's the registry, and it had the registration on it. And he looked it up, and he says, it's £1. So it had been lifted on a truck and taken away. So I said, well, how do I get to the £1? How do I get my car? Can you write the address down? So he pulls out a notepad, looks up on his phone where this £1 is, writes down in the best ever doctor's handwriting I have ever seen, which included words like 16. And I'm going,
God bless you.
Can you type it out on my phone, please? Because I can't read this. So eventually I looked it up on Google Maps where this was, found the £1, cross-referenced that with a £1, got the phone number, got the German policeman to speak to the woman. Yes, the car is here. Then got speaking to her and said, okay, we come and get the car. Yeah, here's the address. Okay, can I pay you now? Do I pay you when I get there? Oh, no. We send the bill to the rental company. So the $200 fine will probably turn into $600 by the time I see it. Then we go and try to find a taxi. Remember, there's 15,000 football supporters going everywhere. We eventually find a taxi driver, and no offense to Indian people, but this was stereotype, scary as shit Indian driver, foot to the floor, braking forward, backwards. And I take a lot to get frightened in a car. And that was the scariest drive ever. We got our car back anyway, and we went to the £1. There was nobody there. We just click into the car. Thank God they didn't damage it. But I'm still waiting for the hammer to fall and the bill to arrive in for the collection.
Right.
For the record, that was like my Uber driver coming back from Vegas to the hotel resort when we went to the Strip. That dude was like impatient as all get out, driving in and out of traffic. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should have put my seatbelt on. By the way, wo ist mein Auto? See, there's this handy app on Android phones that you can translate.
Pressure, dude. Pressure.
Yeah. Just
Two
saying, Rob,
sons
it would
with
have
me.
helped you out a ton.
Two sons got it with me. Got it sorted. We worked our way through. So yeah, no, it was a good trip. We got home, and yes, of course, you go into the line. Oh, we went to this fantastic car museum thing in Dusseldorf on the way back. It was brilliant. It was like, I thought it was a museum, but it wasn't. It was a converted railway yard with old steam engines, so where the steam engines parked at night, maybe 30 bays, and it had the roof over the top of it. And it was a place where you could keep your classic car, your old Porsche, your Ferrari, your Lamborghini, or older. And the cars were parked in like, they looked like toy cars, like little boxes and ramps, you know, they were stacked up on top of each other, and the lifts went up and down, and they were all behind glass boxes. And then when you went to the inside places, there were cars everywhere, and they were for sale. So you could store your car there, have it restored, repaired, and upkept, but they also sold vintage cars, and there was hundreds of these things. And the cheapest one was probably about 100 grand. The most expensive one that we seen was 6.5 million. And the average price was probably about $1 million. Ferraris, Lamborghini Contacts from the 70s, the Diablos, you name it, the cars were there. And there was a beautiful coffee shop and everything. A big, fantastic place. Classic Revival or something in Dusseldorf. It's the number one thing. I was looking, we had a bit of time. I thought, well, we'll go and do something else. So that was that. So yeah, good trip to Germany. Glad to get back. And that was it. Okay. I ordered a new PC just before I went away, because I'm having streaming issues and video editing issues, and it was supposed
may I
to
ask a question?
Yes, no, she doesn't know.
No, that actually wasn't my question.
Oh,
my question is, did you buy a pre-built
Yes.
or are you building this?
yeah, I bought a pre-built this time. So I bought a video from the same company, from Scan Computers, who will have to be contacted because that's two. And it is a beefy video editing computer, probably good for gaming as well, but it's a i7 good graphics
pretty
card.
typical. I think if it's good for video editing, it's going to be able to run games pretty well.
Yeah. So the problem that I was having, and there's been some updates to Windows or OBS or something just over the last couple of weeks, and my stream was really stuttering and suffering big style. And now over the last week there, I've reduced all the resolutions down with the cameras, and it seems to have settled itself. But the video editing stuff is just bad. So, and then when I look back at it, this PC that I have here, the only thing I've really upgraded is put in an SSD. Let's give it life.
Gotcha.
But this PC here that what I've been using for donkeys now is now nearly 10 years old.
It needs to die.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Just stay alive for a while longer. So
exactly.
So that's been ordered. And oh yeah, one final thing I will say about all those YouTube guys that I met, and got to know some of them and had some laughs with them, is that I look at their work ethic, and it is just unbelievable. I think, you know, I fit a lot in. Some of these guys are full time, but these guys are spitting. I mean, one of the guys, Gamer Muscle James, he has about 10, 12 pieces of content, really quality stuff, interviews, stuff that he did, trials, tests at that show, since that's came out. It's just amazing. These guys that are at it all the time. There's no.
Well, I mean, it's a full-time job.
Full-time job. There's no easy ride with this stuff. Even Lawrence D'Souza, who has about 18,000 followers, he's not full-time. He sponsors teams. He had an event almost like a overseas connection type thing. You know, after one night after the event's closed, he had taken over one of the big stands and had a ton of his community members there for a big race where they had lots of machines set up just for that after it closed. You know, he doing all that sort of stuff that we would have done with London and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's just amazing. So it's being YouTube, creating content. It's no oh, are you a YouTuber? These guys work hard at it.
It takes effort.
They work hard.
It takes effort.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been me. Germany stuff, back to work. I didn't travel much this week. I was tired. I'm going to travel a bit this week. And yeah, that's about it. That's plenty, isn't it?
All right.
I got new gloves.
Well,
I've worn out my first set of gloves. I bought new gloves.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little more lotion.
Right.
All right.
A little too much friction there.
Speaking of needing lotion, the flaccid mic still is here.
What is that about?
So the screw on this microphone stand right here.
Do I need to send you like a bolt and a nut so you can fix it? I mean,
no, unfortunately you can't do that. But it's a it is.
Oh, wow.
It's metal. but the coupling inside, this is plastic. And
Mhm.
so it basically, it threaded through, and just a little bit of over tightening. Suddenly it no longer was holding. So
Mhm.
I found a replacement I have here from Amazon,
Ah.
but I took a chance and I reached out to Thromax, who makes the stand that I have.
Mhm.
And the guy just replied back saying, hey, if you give me your shipping address, we'll send you a new one.
Excellent.
Hey.
And I've had this stand for well over 2 years, if not longer. So
Nice.
pleasantly surprised by that. So I've kept this.
But you're talking
in the
about
bag.
it. I know, but you're talking about it now. So, you know,
yeah.
that small budget they have to get good feeling out there it works.
Yeah.
It really does.
Good customer service goes a long way.
Indeed.
But yeah, so hopefully we'll have this rectified sometime in the near future.
It's
But
okay. I mean,
honestly,
we can hear you fine.
it doesn't
It's
bug
in-
me too much.
It's
so.
in the right position. It's just if you earthquake, it'll flop about.
We don't talk about those things out in California. Halloween prep continues.
Interested.
We are nearing completion, but and I don't think you can see it. There's a giant box over my right,
We see
and
it.
it's
I
got a
see it.
skeleton side of it. So it's funny you said
Ah.
we need skeleton updates. Well, I had purchased a skeleton, a 6 foot tall
Yeah.
posable skeleton
Okay.
through Amazon.
You've been sleeping with it every night.
No,
Probably.
no.
Mhm.
Be careful what you buy. You have to double check things because they call this posable, but the hip joints literally were just connected by two, kind of
connected to
sturdy
the
wires. The
Leg
hip
joint.
bones to the hips, but the problem was you couldn't pose it. It couldn't stand up on its own. It would just, So
Oh.
I'm sending this back. I have a new skeleton on order coming to us. This skeleton has flaming eyes and speaks, which
Oh,
I kind
wow.
of like that. Yeah. So,
There-
but
there-
I will share next weekend. You will get the full unveil.
The kids are loving it. There's a house on the way into the town, Ballymena, and they have 2 skeletons, and they're hanging from trees at the moment, one upside down and one hung. And the kids are just loving this at the moment. So, skeletons.
I will definitely share some photos.
Good.
This has probably been the biggest endeavor we've undertaken in terms of decorating the front
Wow.
yard. Like we've done a lot in the past,
Uh-huh.
but there's a lot of created things.
Okay.
And let me just tell you this. Next year we're not doing this.
But you must have so much stuff built up over the years.
Oh yeah,
You could
we'll,
do a big
we'll
mix.
definitely do something for Halloween,
You
and
need to
it'll
get
be, but we're not going to go to the lengths we went this year. I think.
I watched a programmed light show on YouTube earlier this morning of this house in America with flames and everything was dancing to the music and spotlights on the roof and everything in sync, and that's the next step.
Yeah, it's rewarding, but literally we started doing this stuff late August,
Wow.
and we still are not finished yet. So
You tell me, are you the
okay? Cindy just in the background is like September. So we started talking about the plan in August. We didn't actually start doing stuff.
Tell her to go make a cocktail, make herself useful. Get her back into the kitchen. But are you the weird ones in the street that go OTT, or does everybody get involved?
Well, we're loved in the neighborhood. I mean, people
okay.
literally they come to our house now and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is the house. This is the house." So, yes, we are though over the top compared to our neighbors.
Okay.
My neighbor to my left has like 3 blow-ups on their lawn. My neighbor to the right,
I
he
like
smokes
the
weed
sound
all
of
the
it.
time and he doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So, but you know what? We have a blast. It's a
Good.
good time. So,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been doing audiobooks, Galaxy's Edge. I've been listening to the series for a long time. R.C. Bray narrates it, does a fantastic job. It's very
Space
Star
opera.
Wars-esque.
Yeah.
And inexplicably, in book 10, they changed from R.C. Bray to the gentleman named Ray Porter.
Oh no.
And it's I've never listened to a narrator where you like listen to him like I think he's bored. It's just the way he's doing. So the funny thing is I went into the reviews just out of curiosity, and like every review, and there's a bunch on this book talking about how bring back RC Bray. This guy sucks. Bring back, he's bored. He's a horrible narrator. Well, sure enough, I'm looking in the series, and there's a number of books after this. They go back to RC Bray.
Oh yeah, they learned their lesson quickly.
Yes, they did. Yeah, don't
paid
get away
double the
from him.
fee.
Yeah, pretty much. He's worth it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I will get through this book, and I mean it. Get through this book, and then on to the next. There's I think 16 books in this series now, so I've still got quite a few. I'm just on book 10.
I'm waiting for the drop, and probably it's not until December of the latest Skippy book. So
Yep. Then work ramping up.
Yeah,
It's now getting
yeah.
into
I did that.
busy. Everybody last minute stuff. You had a nice win, by the way, Robin. We should talk about that.
Yeah, no, I
$1.5 million project got approved.
Yeah, that's good. I've been working on that all the year. That was nice. That's nice.
You gotta love when those big projects come in and they pan out.
Yeah. It was. It started. Actually, that's why I'm traveling this week. Actually, just to go and survey a few sites to make a few of the first ones go well. And yeah,
All right.
yeah, I'm the man.
And the last bit of news: the cart came in.
Wow.
But we have to. So there's a couple things they got to fix on it. One, I noticed because we now have to register the carts because they drive on city streets.
Okay.
So it has to have a license plate.
Yep.
And we had them do a modification to be able to fit Colin's wheelchair on the back of it, so we could transport with his chair if we wanted. It also can hold my golf bag, which is good. But
Important.
The pineapple was the wrong way around.
They kind of forgot the license plate holder.
Whoops.
And where that's going to go. So have to work that out. We also got a rain cover for it. So that also they're going to have to make an adjustment on because
It never rains.
the back side of it, for lack of a better way to put it, they took off the armrest to fit this onto it. And I'm like, well, but the armrests need to be on it. It's a 4-seater. I'm giving a horrible description.
Yes.
So it's a 4-seater. The back side of it, there's 2 additional armrests with cup holders, which is nice. So we can kind of have a little party cart.
I'm just lost on backside. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. But the rain cover doesn't work with the armrest. And I'm like, okay, well, one, if it wasn't going to work, don't charge me for it. And don't, tell me that because I wouldn't have gotten it if it's not going to work. So we need to have them make some adjustments to that so it can zip down and actually work as it's supposed to.
Okay.
But beyond that, I took it out on its maiden journey, and yeah, it's a fun cart.
So
I just love the fact that I could just take off without having to,
But where do you
some
go?
gas and
Where do you go?
to the grocery mart. I can go down to the Mexican restaurant, have some margaritas. I get to drive in the bike lane, so I mean,
How can you have okay? Can you drive?
I literally can drive anywhere within the
margaritas?
city limits of Lincoln.
With margaritas?
So I can go to
With
all the
margaritas
bars,
in
all the
you?
restaurants. I can go to any of the grocery stores. I can go to
It's
Starbucks in the morning if I want.
Does Colin like it?
He has not gone in it yet,
Okay.
so that will be the next next
It's
test.
funny. Glenn was here yesterday. Glenn is 20 years old, so we were up
Wow.
for
Oh
his
my gosh.
birthday, and we had a birthday day for him and birthday cake, and so yeah, big lad, 20 years old. Some of the new kids can't work out. How can he not talk? All the usual,
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
How come he doesn't know to, lift his food?
People say the same thing about me all the time. So
Yeah. Well, it's a drooling, Greg. It's a drooling.
well, that is literally a problem every time I sleep. Kim, shout out to the chats, please.
Yeah, Boomer's in there and Boof. Long time no see.
Boof.
Boof has arrived.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
thanks you guys for jumping in the chat. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, that's it for me on my storytime stuff. So I guess we can talk about some video games.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Shall we play a game?
I want to play a game.
You are one pathetic loser.
All right. So speaking of losers, Kim, because we're going to talk a lot about cars, we're going to have you go first.
Okay.
Losers go second. So you go first.
Alrighty. Well, there'll be no cars in my games this week.
Yeah,
Snow
well,
Cats,
hold
like
on.
last week.
Hold on. Your wheel works.
Yes. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about that. Yeah.
Hmm.
As you guys already know, I got Tony a wheel for Christmas, and I tried it out here the other day because I thought, well, I was pretty sure he said it was new in a box. It was just an open box, but I couldn't remember. So I thought, well, maybe I better try it out. So I dug it out and hooked it all up, and it was real easy to hook up. Basically, plug and play is pretty much what it was. Although when you first plug it in, the wheel like spins around, and that freaked me out for about 5 seconds. But yeah, I plugged it in and fired up Farming Simulator, which is a game that I absolutely despise. But I fired it up, and the wheel works. You can drive a tractor with it. So Tony will be thrilled. So the funny thing is, my sister's going to buy the stand for it. And then she stopped me the other day, and she says, so should we buy him the seat too? I said, oh, dear God, do not go down this rabbit hole. I said, honestly, because, you know, where Tony, I don't know where the wheel will end up, if it'll stay here or if he'll take it home. But either way, I said, if you go to buy the seat for it too, you know how much space this thing is going to take up? So, you know.
Just send Tony pictures of Robin's setup.
Okay.
Oh, I already have.
Okay. So there's so there's a fantastic thing that I've seen in Germany, and it's called the coffee driver. Hold on, I'll find it now. Just a second. Coffee racer, I think it is. Coffee racer.
Okay.
Cafe racer. Yeah, cafe racer. Okay, so coffee racer. No, it's coffee racer. And what it is, it looks like a box that you would get from IKEA.
Okay.
Coffee racer.
Not liking what I'm hearing so far.
Okay, and what it is your pedals. If I can bring it up here, you'll actually love it. Left hand side, and if I can just.
I mean, the IKEA thing scares me, but I'm assuming we don't have to put it together.
Okay, so
All right.
you'll see this video, and this thing is superb. So the wheel, the wheel control bit, the pedals all fit inside this box, and it folds out on a cantilever and secures in place. And then your chair, the chair that you get here for it, like an ordinary office chair, it has a little clip, and it clips onto the edge of the box, the storage box, which is reinforced, so the chair doesn't go back when you press the pedals. Right. So if you're stuck for space, and you know this was a real issue, everything goes into this really neat, tidy box. Small apartments, small bedrooms. Just it's a fantastic thing, and this is one of the companies that it's a really good entry level stuff for sim racers, but it's still really good because they have really good stuff in it, and it's a fantastic, lovely idea. So that might be an idea instead of
that. Yeah, that's a thought.
So what you have, the pedal and the wheels could fit on this,
right?
And all they would need to get is like an office chair that they could use, the office chair thing that goes with it. So again, from where is IKEA from? It's from the Netherlands, but there you go. Coffee racer. Yeah. Really neat idea.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah.
There you go.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah, but yeah, I showed him Robin's setup. That's how this whole thing got started. Yeah. That's why
First
he decided.
Mistake, Kim. He should have shown him Robin's setup.
I know, right?
Apologies.
So he's been bugging me for this thing for the last few months. So anyway, I hooked it up. It runs Farming Simulator. I can drive a tractor. Well, I attempted to drive a tractor with it. Anyway, so he'll be happy. I stuck it all back in the box and roughed it all up, so he's, tickled. Anyway, back to stuff that I did. I played Sudoku Cats. I talked about it last week. Yada yada. Monday, like I said, we played more of the beta for Modern Warfare 3. I got up to level 28 before the beta ended, and they kicked me out because me and Tony were in it for the long haul, and we just decided, fuck it, we're gonna keep playing it till they boot us. And well, that's kind of how it happened. About 15 afternoon, they finally decided to kick us out. So I didn't make level 30. I didn't peg it out, but the only thing I didn't get was an operator skin, so I'm okay with that. And other than that,
impressions of Modern Warfare 3, do they still hold? You still liking it?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm still liking it. It's still COD. It's I'm okay with it. Like I said, I don't like the perks are set up, but it's something I can get used to. It'll be fine. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing zombies with you a lot and all that stuff. So. And other than that, because it's Halloween, Modern Warfare 2 has put out their little Halloween thing this year, and it's called The Haunting. You go through, you collect souls, and then you can use them for different stuff. I've played a bunch of that this weekend with Boomer, and it was fun. So there was a lot of shooting and cats for me this week. So
shooting and cats.
If that doesn't sound redneck, I don't know what I don't know what does. Anyway.
Did you have beer?
No, because I was sick and I didn't.
Because that would have been the full redneck trifecta.
Although to be fair, if I was going to do that, I'd have had me whiskey. So.
All right.
you know. But anyway, that was all I played this week. Like I said, Sudoku, which is Sudoku with cats in it. It's fun. It's on Xbox. I paid like $3 for it. It's a good time killer. So, and shooting, lots and lots of shooting. So,
All right, shooting is good.
right.
Robin,
What about you, Greg?
let's get an update.
What about you, Greg?
Well, we could talk about Forza
Yeah.
Motorsport now if you would like.
Sure.
So one, talk about real fast.
Oh,
So I
yeah. You bought this a while ago. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I bought this a while
Thrust
ago,
Master.
and then this little
Knob.
doohickey slots in,
Yes.
and it works.
Oh.
It actually
Wow.
works pretty well. I was pleasantly surprised. The one thing I'm trying to get back into doing is manual transmission as opposed to automatic,
Good lad.
because I know that is the route to go for better times.
Switch off the driver line.
But anyway, so I broke that out. My only grievance with this is it's wired. I would love it to be a wireless controller, but it is what it is. So Forza Motorsport.
How is it?
Fired it up. So a lot of thoughts. One, I think they do a better job than previous motorsports in terms of onboarding you into the game.
Okay.
So I like kind of how they're handling it. There is they've transitioned away from the driver kind of updates, if you will, and it's more an RPG for your cars. So your cars level up now as opposed to the driver.
I think they did before, but it didn't really mean anything.
This is different. So you literally have to drive that car to unlock certain areas that you then can upgrade.
Yeah.
So you start with like the basics. You could do your exhaust, but then if you want to get into, say, your transmission or drivetrain, you have to continue racing with that car and level the car up, and then those areas will unlock, and you can further kind of tinker with your car. The tuning is all very similar to what it was before.
Automatic
you know,
manual?
it's straightforward, but I think they have a little bit more detail to it this time around. Also new to this, Drivatar difficulty.
Huh.
So in the past, the Drivatar thing was just a train wreck because they would basically mimic how you actually drove, and it was horrific because most of the people driving in Forza Motorsport can't drive for shit. But they have changed it up, so now the Drivatars have difficulty levels, and I assume they kind of take the base of your driver's skill as your Drivatar, and then they enhance it or kind of correct your errors as the difficulty goes up. So, you know, if Bongo's racing against me, when Drivatar would appear, if he's on the lowest difficulty, my Drivatar probably drives pretty poorly, slow, that kind of thing, which is not it's probably true to life. But if he is racing in a high, you know, the quote unquote master difficulty, I forgot what they call it, but the difficulty for the Drivatar goes up, and so they make less mistakes. They race faster.
Okay, so do you drive in car, or are you driving chase cam behind the car or above the car?
A little combination of both. I usually do. I like the chase cam because it just affords me visibility around me, but I will go inside the cockpit as well.
Okay.
Inside the cockpit, I feel you get a better sense for shifting, and so that's actually, I think I'm going to make that transition. I
mean, I'm watching the video at the moment, and it's showing Watkins Glen, and I mean, it looks fabulous. I mean, it looks like Watkins Glen that I drive, and we actually, in our community night, we were at Watkins Glen this Thursday, and you know, it looks fab. It looks really, really good. Xbox had a pretty big stand at ADAC, and I got to play it there because I haven't touched it. I haven't even downloaded it.
Right.
And they had about 8 or 10 systems set up, full rigs, wraparound screens, wheels, and they were completely and utterly disinterested in the people they had on the stand. It was set up in a horrible way. The wheels weren't set up properly. The pedals were pathetic. It was just awful. It was
a bad look.
It was an awful demo. And so, yeah, I mean, I see some of the big streamers like Rory Alexander, who would have been a big PlayStation GT 7 streamer. I mean, massive. He's 100,000 followers now. It's a full-time job for him. So he plays it as the main thing, and ACC. He has moved on to this now, and he's getting his, every time he does a stream, he goes from 9 to 3 every day, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
And he gets 1,000 people watching this. So,
Right.
he's just following the viewers. And I think what he's saying is if it compares it to GT7, it does some things much better. Like
Right.
if you mess up he loves the practice and qualifying laps where it tells you when the race is going to start in a few minutes when he's doing live multiplayer. I don't know if you've done that or not.
I haven't tried the live multiplayer yet. So
Okay,
there's
so
that.
when you're out doing your practice stuff, it says, your race starts in 5 minutes, that sort of stuff.
Right.
When you mess up your qualifying lap, you can scrub it immediately and start a new lap. Now, you say if you've only got 3 laps to set a fast lap, you lose one of them, but it starts you immediately back at the start again. Nice time-saving stuff. But I mean, it's arcadey sim.
It's interesting because I was noticing they have introduced a lot of things that are sim related. So they talk a lot about like setting up your car in terms of like tire compound, and they talk about that in the onboarding process, but also they have like practice race now. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. So in the single player, you have a 3-lap practice for any race you're going into to start. It should be a qualifying lap, and I'm wondering if there's a way to adjust that. I haven't tried monkeying with the settings or anything like that, but I know for an online perspective, it definitely would be a qualifier. For this, they just call it a practice lap, and you can't get past it. You have to do the practice laps, and it's only 3 laps. It gets you familiar with the racetrack, which is good. But after a while, you're going to know these racetracks, so you don't necessarily need to be doing a practice lap every time. A qualifying lap would make more sense. They do let you change your starting grid, which I thought was interesting. So basically, you can change your position on the starting grid, and that will reward you with more XP the farther you go back.
Okay.
If you go to pole position, then you're not going to get anything.
Yeah, because you're not overtaking and there's no racecraft apart from staying out in front.
Yeah. They also are very visible about penalties. And I thought this was kind of interesting. So, again, based on your difficulty, sometimes they, if you go off track, they won't ding you for penalties when you're on lower difficulty levels, but they still put it up there. You still are seeing that.
You're getting a 1 second penalty,
potential
or 2 second
penalty. Yeah.
You're seeing it coming up here. Yeah.
Hitting a car will, you'll get penalties for that kind of thing. Also, again, depending upon what difficulty or level you're doing, the damage is more realistic and more impactful to your car if you put it on. Or you can do it the casual mode and just have it cosmetic. Or non-existent altogether.
Right.
I think it really is a balance between full sim and a casual racer. It just kind of meets it in the middle.
Like for me, it's taken years, but it's an entry level drug.
Yeah.
So it's approachable for everybody.
So.
Yeah. My demo was pretty bad, and I know, even some of the full sim stuff, everybody's settings are slightly different, and if I had to spend some time with it and adjusted stuff, I could get it the way I wanted to. So it wasn't a good demo for me. Yeah.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, if they didn't set the wheels up properly, if they didn't, that's going to demo badly to a sim racer like yourself, for sure. I would be curious to see what you think of it in your new setup.
I will have to do it. I will.
Yeah. But very curious to see what you think of it. I think they do a lot of good things this time around. Like I said, I also like the fact that they are training through kind of the visual notifications about racing clean. That is actually a pretty big emphasis in this versus in the past. It was just kind of do whatever you want.
Goodness me, even in my own little community now. In fact, we had this discussion today with some of my admin people that, it's come to the point, you'll hear in a little minute, stuff that's about to happen this week about rules. And my rule generally has been And the main rule is don't be a dick.
Right.
So, but that rule now has to be expanded to a bit more detail. Like, you know, if you are within, you know, if your front wheel is level with the person's rear wheel, that means that person you're trying to overtake has to give you space. But if you're further back than that, the person in front doesn't.
Right.
It's fucking got to that point now.
Okay.
So some of the races we did last night, there was an incident happened and somebody was arguing the point. And I gone, no, rules are rules. But that's all the stuff that you learn as you go along. But that's good that they're doing that. I mean, it's beautiful eye candy. It is as per usual, you know. Really good.
Yeah, and I'm running it. So on the Series X, they have 3 options for you. There's a just 4K 60 frames. There's a 4K 60 frames with ray tracing. That is a variable 4K, so it's dynamic resolution.
Okay.
That's what I'm running. And then they also have a 30 frames full optimization. I have not set it to that yet. I'm curious to see if it makes a dramatic visual difference or not.
Yeah.
Be curious on that.
Huh. Okay, cool.
I have also just run everything pretty much during the daytime so far. So I know this game looks pretty amazing during rainstorms on a wet track, but that's just not fun to race.
No, hard work. Do you know what?
So,
I'm happy
anyway.
to get more people racing cars and racing on tracks, and if it's a way into it, great. You know, Boof is saying is all he's done in this game is press X to mourn. Sorry, X
to auto upgrade.
X to upgrade in tune. X to mourn.
Yeah, they you know, again, like the previous iterations, they give you that option. You can just let it auto manage everything for you if you want. And you're going to be perfectly fine if you do that. It's going to set you up with a decent enough car.
Yeah.
But they do let you get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
adjusting your cam angles.
Back in the day,
Or camber angles, excuse me.
back in the day, I was, you know, into that in a big way. So it allows you to do that, and this will allow you to do it even more. So, yeah, cool, brilliant.
So, also worth noting, they actually talked about fuel management.
Oh, wow.
And they talk about having the right amount of fuel in your car to make it lighter.
Yeah.
But have enough to finish the race.
Yeah.
And what the trade-offs are. So I just laughed a little bit because, of course, you know, thinking back to what happened with you. But it was interesting that this is being introduced into this game. They've never talked about that in the past, but they literally have kind of a section where they talked through that. And I was like, oh, I never even thought about that. I could change my fuel levels. And so I did.
Changes the weight of the car. And
Yep.
It's funny. I when I was dropping Glenn down to his home yesterday evening, I had a guy called Basic Ollie on, and he was doing a 6-hour endurance race at Le Mans, that big track with an American partner guy. He's an English guy, American partner. And they're talking about, he was leading the race, these big fast cars, and he was talking about fuel, and if they could go from doing 7.2 liters to 6.8 liters per lap, they could maybe just eke out one less stop. And just this it gets into a real friggin' science. It's a rabbit hole. It really is. It's a rabbit hole. Good.
That it is. I will say this last little thing.
Okay.
I would say if you're going to get into this in a meaningful way, obviously the racing setup is the way. You know, my controller is a stopgap. It's a better solution to the standard controller, but an endurance race I cannot imagine doing on this controller for a long period of time.
Right.
It's too easy to lose control on a controller versus a steering wheel.
Respect for Extra Life and me running it for almost 24 hours on a controller back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's great. I mean, it's on the video now. It's Virginia Raceway. I mean, the variety of tracks is fabulous. You know, the amount of content.
Yeah, it's got a good. Like I said, I think the fundamentals of this game are really solid. I think it's a great racer. I will be really curious to see what somebody like yourself, who is a hard sim streamer, when you get in and monkey with it yourself instead of a poor setup, obviously at the show.
Yeah,
it makes a world of difference.
I will do that. I will do that, and it's lovely again that it's also in Game Pass.
Yeah, yeah.
So
100%.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well that was it. That's literally all I've played this week. I mean, I did the Halos on Wednesday. Don't get me wrong, but
course.
this is the only the notable thing.
And then you were Mia on Friday, so I don't know who Mia is, but thank God for that.
Am I a smartass? Yeah, no, work creeped up, and so I was not around.
But yeah, that's changed after all.
All right. Well, I'll pop into me. And you've got 3 minutes maximum. Okay, because it goes 2 minutes 59 video here of my lovely, wonderful face on screen. Okay, so I'm in a new car for this season. The new season has started, and the first week of the season we got a podium, which is great, in the new Aston Martin. Was very worried about the Aston Martin because it's slower, and they've added this thing called BOP, which is called balance of performance. It happens in real life where they put weight in the car or take weight out, and the Aston was not competitive. I chose it before this was announced, and thank God it has really improved the car, and I can be competitive. And
can I complain for a moment?
Yes.
I'm being forced to watch you on
I know, isn't
video
it cool?
twice now.
Isn't it
No,
class?
it's
Anyway,
Okay,
we were
continue
at,
on.
we
It's-
were
it's
at
a-
Aston Martin. We were at Silverstone track this week, and we not only won the race, but we got a pole. And for me, this pole position was wonderful. It's on the screen there, this short video here, and the video is entitled "Is Sim Racing a Drug?" And I kind of think it is. So I went over the line to do my final lap. I was in 14th position at the end of this lap, or towards the end of the lap. I got down to 14th, would be my grid position. So I had no time. This was it. This was all or nothing, and brought this car home in pole. And that was, I mean, I know I won the race, but the pole position was even more of a rush than the win. But it was lovely to get the win. So that was good. We are on up a division again, and I'm in 92nd place out of thousands after the 2 weeks. And this week we're in Barcelona, so that's good. One big thing for my Bongo racing community is that the Bongo Warriors Championship starts this week. So now, on Thursday nights, we would have got together for casual races. Now there will be points. So there will be different tiers. So there will be 3 different championships, gold, silver, and bronze. So that means that the new guys will be also, even if they're in last place or the points all the way down, but they'll be competing for their bronze championship. The more experienced guys, silver, and then the really, really good guys up on the gold.
Where does Gary fit into all of this?
Gary hasn't been around in ages. He came and gone. He's killed
Give him
another
the toilet
podcast.
sticker.
He's
give him
killed
the
the
toilet
he's
sticker.
killed the podcast again. A Step J who has came on leaps and bounds. So he's on the edge of bronze, silver. He really is. He's
Okay.
there. I'm in the silver bracket, and we've got some gold guys there as well. On the race on Thursday night, we had a guy that joined the race called Trevor, and his son is a really prolific top racing guy within sim racing, and he holds the world record in sim racing for multiple tracks throughout the world.
Wow.
So so he got it from his father because his father won. So,
I was just gonna say, well, please tell me he came in last.
yeah. So anyway, I've got a lovely little team. I've extended my admin team now. Some great guys. Roger in Florida, Laurent in France. I've got a chap in Scotland and a guy in England. 2 guys in England. One's a lawyer. But anyway, they've all came together now, and they're helping because it's getting.
It's all fun and games until you bring lawyers into it, Robin. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, we're at 490 subscribers. We're only 10 off the 500, and then at 500, big things start to happen. We've hit the, believe it or not, average viewer duration mark is almost at 5,000 hours over an average of 365 days, which is enough for the second big tier, but even at the half tier, so we're there. So that means that I can open up clubs and memberships and shopping and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully within the next month, we'll hit that 500, and it's just coincide. So, well, what do we do? Do we do a 500 lap race? Do we do a 50 lap race? I think it's 50's enough.
Maybe just a 500 celebration, Robin.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, they're asking for that. So yeah, I've got a really good crew around me now, and it's coming together really, really well. I'm really enjoying it, and the next few months with after Germany and the context that I've made there, and as this grows and expands, it's turning into something really cool right now. So brilliant. Long may it
Good for
continue.
you, Robin.
Long may it
I'm
continue.
genuinely happy for you.
Yeah,
Right.
Because I know this is something you're passionate
it is,
about. You
yeah.
love your racing.
And as I said earlier on, it's hard graft. But when you're trying to work a job, look after all these petri dish diseased
Interns.
children, and herd the cats, which are my community, and all of the things that come along with that as it grows. And old people are communing towards us. That's why that guy was here, the father of the son who had heard that there was really good, fair, clean racing at Bongo Racing, and that's lovely. That's happening, and then so it's good. It's good. So that's me. That's what I've been up to. And looking for this championship starting. We worked out some stuff today about how do we get results and points, and there's secondary services that you can use, but I just felt that was like a barrier towards people coming along, so I'm gonna invent it myself and do my own thing. So
Okay.
yeah, cool. There you go. So
Awesome. All right. Well, right about
That's it?
now, this is where we cover the news.
Okay.
And honestly, no, don't.
it's half the news.
There is no news. Yeah, it's happening.
Seriously, there's
there
no
really was
news?
no news to speak of this week.
Okay.
Honestly, all of the news happened last week. Robin, if you weren't around, Activision was finally closed.
Yeah, I seen that.
So yeah.
No new Skyrim.
No, not yet. Not
Okay.
yet.
Not yet. No.
All right. Okay.
Spider-Man 2 came out. There is that.
Oh.
That did come out. It's getting some really good reviews.
Oh, it's good
So-
bubbles this time.
Good puddles. Great puddles, no less. They made sure they had great puddles in Spider-Man 2.
Well, speaking of
There was going
puddles,
to be no Puddlegate.
speaking of puddles, as you do new releases, I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Oh,
Robin's
boy.
got to pee.
Yep.
All right, Kim, let's talk about some new releases.
Alrighty. Yep. Your new releases for October 22nd to the 28th are City Skylines 2 for the PC, October 24th. That's a Phil Olsen game. So he's kind of disappointed yet that it hasn't come out on console. But it'll get there, hopefully. I got to scroll back
Game
up.
everybody wanted, Kim.
Right?
Everybody wants this next game.
Right? I do, really. Just
Really?
Dance 20. No. Shit, are you kidding? I look like Elaine from Seinfeld when I dance. So, yeah, no. Although I guess maybe this might help me. I don't know. I have no coordination. Anyhow. Just Dance 2024 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch on the 24th. Go out and get your groove on, I guess. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, which is one I actually am
Wait,
kinda
we
looking
should
forward
stop
to.
talking about Robin.
All right.
Oh, whoops.
I'm used to it. Don't worry.
Anyway, the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC on October 24th. I'm looking forward to that one. Be nice to kind of get back into playing the original Metal Gear Solid again. It's been a while. Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria, which I hopeful is not another Gollum. Because, Lord God, that thing was terrible. October 24th. So, apparently they've got Gimli in this one to narrate it. So, there you go. I mean, the actual, Gimli. So, that's nice. Stray Souls for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and PC on the 25th. Perfect for Halloween. Because I think it's kind of a spooky thing. Battle Cakes. I don't know what this is.
What?
Yeah,
Battle
and this
Cakes.
was...
That
Yeah. It
just
sounds
sounds
good.
dirty.
It has battle and cake.
Right. And this isn't a Robin screwed with game. That's the actual name of the game is Battle Cakes for the PC on October 26th. I'm assuming it's one of those cake baking battle
Oh,
things.
it's one of your
maybe?
I think
cute,
so.
cute games.
At least that's what I'm assuming.
Okay. No. All right.
Yeah, we're not so enthused with it now. Dave the Diver for Switch. I don't know what that one is either, but whatever. It's out the 26th, so there you go. Frog Detective, the entire mystery. I am not making these names up. I swear
The
to God.
entire
these-
mystery, not part of
Yes.
the mystery, the entire
They
mystery.
will not leave you hanging. There will not be a cliffhanger. It's the entire damn mystery. For the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on the 26th. Ghostbusters,
I don't-
Rise of the Ghost Lord. I think that's what that is. Somebody's screwing with
Ghostbusters
it.
2. I'm sorry, I'm just searching these. Rise of the
Somebody-
Ghost Lord. Oh wow.
Fits for the PlayStation VR 2 and the Quest on the 26th. Ghost Runner 2
looks
for the
good.
PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on the 26th as well. Oh, Robin, I tell you.
I'm sorry.
Mineko's Night
I'm looking at these.
Market.
I'm looking at them.
Okay. Mineko, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Night Market for the PS5, PS4, and Xbox One, October 26th. World of Horror, also appropriate since it's Halloween, for the PS5, PS4, and Switch, October 26th. One that I'm sure there's quite a few that are excited about. I'm not one of them because I have yet to dip my toe in this thing. But Alan Wake 2 for the PS5, Xbox Series X and
that's
S,
why I
and
highlighted it.
PC
I'm
on the
kinda curious
27th.
on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Torch.
And EA Sports UFC 5 for the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S on the 27th as well. And those are your new releases. So there's a few good ones there. Like I said, we had no news, but we made up for it with new releases. So there you
We
go.
did. We did. And well done on getting through all of the shenanigans.
All right.
Alan Wake 2, I think I need to talk to my brother from another and see if we can have these on this. If there's
I was
interest.
going to say, didn't he like Alan Wake? So I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
you're
but
good.
he'll probably fight me on it. He'll probably fight me on it for a sale.
Oh,
And it might be a good sale game. I don't know.
It might be.
It looks very similar.
Yeah. Speaking of games, by the way, that I think I'm going to circle back to, and
Torch.
not related to Alan Wake at all.
Yeah.
Lives of P. I have
Oh.
heard nothing but great things since
What is
they
it?
have come out, and it got a really significant update to it
Lives
from
of
the
P?
demo. Lies of P.
Oh, lies.
So it's Lies of P. It's basically a
Lies
Dark
of P.
Souls Pinocchio game,
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
steampunk Pinocchio.
Yep.
I've been hearing great things about it, so I'm really, really curious. I think I'm going to go back
Oh, it's hack and
and check it
slash.
out.
Hack and
You
slash.
know one that
It's on
I'm
Game
surprised
Pass.
I haven't heard any of you talk about, and I'm kind of surprised given that I know you like this thing, but is the Expanse game from Telltale that has come out.
Yeah. Flip, I meant to play
It's
it.
on my radar. It's on my wish
Oh,
list. I just
God,
didn't
yeah. Fine.
buy it.
I'm surprised because
there's so many good games this year.
I
This honestly may be one of the best years of games we've ever had.
It's
Even
recovery.
though-
This is
COVID
other people say
recovery.
different.
I wouldn't. This has been a fantastic year for games.
Right. I agree, but I've seen so many people on Twitter screaming that, oh no, this has been a shitty
Yeah.
year for games and da 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 da. I'm like, well, I don't know. I've been pretty
People
happy
on
with
Twitter are just angry little bastards.
it. Right?
I mean, I'm on there a lot, so let me tell you, I know
Yeah,
from
you and me
from-
both.
Yeah,
So, and Diablo's come out with their new season, which I haven't checked out yet, but it's supposed to be really good. I guess the loot drops in this one are really, really good compared to what they have
they
been.
changed how they
so,
work.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to fire it up and just see.
And it's about vampires, so
Right.
Hey.
They want to suck your blood. Anyway.
Oh.
Something.
okay. Moving on. Robin, are you still planning Wednesday nights, or is this a Sunday night thing now? What's your Assetto Corsa Competizione nightly thing
Nice.
going?
My
What's
schedule usually looks like Tuesday night now is my LFM championship, so that's with the normal people, like doing that sort of stuff.
Wait, are we not normal?
No. The people that are in the
not
LFM
I'm
low
kidding,
field.
I'm just giving you shit, don't worry.
I have that. Thursday nights is community race, and that's going to be Bongo Warriors from Thursday nights,
Okay.
and then Saturday evening, social life allowing, will be a casual run. So Thursday night's championship at night, Saturday night or Sunday evening. It was last night. Will be so last night we done Kota, where the Formula One is. We done 3 back-to-back 15-minute races there, which was lots of fun. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Okay. Awesome. Bongo everywhere.
Yep.
Speaking of
Everywhere.
everywhere, Halo still happening. Nice update. Season 5 update just dropped. And so we got in, played some Halo on Wednesday nights, still doing it, having a blast. And we had the band was back together. So it was Rob, myself, Martin, and Lewis, and
Wow.
had a good time. Yeah. So that will happen between 8 and 9 p.m. in the UK.
Yeah.
Ish. Lunchtime permitting, of course.
By the way, the Dick Move soundbite, it appears quite a lot in my streams now. I get used a lot. I use that. It's a Dick Move. It's a Dick Move.
Yeah, I would like a royalty, please.
I was gonna say, does he owe you some money for that now?
Eventually.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Although apparently it is fair use, so there's that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll be earning millions or sums much lesser than that in the near future.
Awesome. I welcome those days, Robin. I do. I truly do. All right. If you've listened to this show this far,
Oh wow.
God
one,
bless
we're
you.
gonna give you. Well, yeah. God bless you. We're gonna give you a shout out, but please like, subscribe,
Oh yeah.
do that thing that the people do on the Twitters, on the
YouTubes.
YouTubes. Just saying.
I'm gonna like our podcast right now. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm going
It's
to
good.
press
You
the
blocked
switch
us before, so I appreciate it.
So
All right, Kim, give one last shout out to the chat.
Alrighty, yeah. We've had a few in there today, which is good. I mean, like I said, Boof came back. We haven't seen Boof in a while now, but Boomer and Lord has also been in there. So thanks, guys. Of course, I kind of twisted Boomer's arm. I'm like, because we were playing Modern Warfare, and I'm like, I'm gonna go podcast. I better see you there, you know. And,
I like that you
nudge,
put
nudge.
the pressure on people.
I do what I can, I'm not necessarily breaking kneecaps here, but I'm doing what I can. So Boof, Boomer, and Lord, thank you for dropping by the chat. We appreciate it. So
Cool.
Speaking of breaking kneecaps, by the way, Extra Life is coming up. We
I know.
demand you support us,
please.
please. Yeah, Kim, you're busy getting people to support. I'm busy getting people to support.
Yep.
Robin is busy donating crazy numbers. That was really one of the funny side notes we didn't talk about on the show, but I did get a donation from Robin. I thank you for that, sir. But it came as a very weird, odd number. It wasn't a whole number. Normally you see like 50, 100,
Right.
something like that. It's just an even number. This came in all like quirky, and my immediate reaction was, "It's Robin, and it's the UK." and then my
Yeah.
other immediate conspiracy theory really was, what does this number mean?
I should have played that out. Yeah, no, I did it. I
Turns out
usually
there was nothing. It was just
I did
the
it
conversion rate.
anonymously. That that word this time.
Anyway, okay, shout outs. Kim, go.
Alrighty, as you said, yes, we're doing Extra Life. It'll be here in a couple of weeks.
Ooh.
So, I guess since I'm team captain, donate to the VG Hub. I don't care who, just one of us. It'd be nice. So,
It's so
go.
nice not having Gary as team captain. What an asshole.
Well, I do what I
I'm
can.
he's just a jerk.
I'm still surprised that, they had two of us set up there. And he's just like, I did it weeks ago. And I'm like, I never found us.
Yeah,
Captain,
that was
my
weird.
captain.
That was weird. By the way, Gary, I love you. Okay.
So anyway, yes, Extra Life, couple of weeks. Tony's supposed to help me with mine, although you know how that's gonna amount to. He'll play his, and I'll still do it. So you're still gonna have to keep my ass awake for 24 hours. I depend on you all. So, because I'm old and I like sleep. So, help. Anyway, shout out to the rest of you. Like we always say, this is our therapy session. And it's not bullshit. It really is, because normally, I'm a sad person, and the only person I talk to, other than my father during the week, is maybe my cats, and occasionally if my siblings stop by. So, this is other adult
Record,
people.
Kim,
Pick up the phone
cats
anytime.
are
you
not
want.
people. Just
I
saying.
know, right? so, this is my actual chance to get to talk to adult people. Not that we don't, like WhatsApp during the week or anything, but, I actually get to FaceTime people, which is a little weird. And I'm a hermit, so there you go. Anyway, I hope everybody has a good week.
It's
this week.
another episode right in itself.
Right. I hope you all have a good week this week. I hope there's plenty of games, and I hope it's not too cold where you are, because I'm not ready for that yet. Anyway, enough of my blathering. Over to Robin. So.
I'd like to just say hi to the people that I met. Dave and his wife, they were really, really nice. James, gamer muscle guy, really, really. I actually expected him to be a bit pointy, but he was actually a lovely guy in real life. Jardier, the king of them all, the goat. And, of course, Lawrence D'Souza from Ireland. Fantastic. And my crew have stepped up so much and helping me bear the load a little bit and having fun with all these folk. So thank you, guys. To quote Rory Alexander, you are appreciated. Thank you. Sorry, crying.
Touched.
Touched. Yeah. I'll touch you anytime. Anytime.
Hey, Robin,
Yeah.
Kim,
Yeah.
thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, man.
Sure.
Thanks for having us.
You know what? I really,
Grab me
like Kim
beer.
said, we look forward to this. We really do. We look forward to the interaction with the chat. We look forward to just catching up. It is our group therapy session, and we say group therapy for everybody. Hopefully, this is entertaining in some fashion or another. If we can give you at least one laugh during the show, it's a win. And we'll do it again all next week. We'll come back. We'll be here. We're doing it. Shout out to everybody that is been, donating on Extra Life.
Yeah.
Whoever you're donating to, it's just a worthy
Right.
cause. So we appreciate you from that perspective. Shout out to Mother Nature. We've got
Here we go.
rain.
Oh, well, good.
Huh? I know, it's exciting. For one day, we have rain, and it's going to be back into the low 80s tomorrow.
Oh, shut up.
All right. On that note, we're out of here. Robin,
See you
take us
guys.
away.
See you, bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Toodaloo.
Thank
Like,
you for listening
subscribe,
to the Overseas Connection
do all that
podcast.
internet stuff.
See you same time next week.